You low, Jay. Can't hear you.
Yo, welcome to Past the Six Podcast. I'm your host, JB. Joining me as always, Tsunamic Wave. What's going on, bro?
I'm chilling, man. How you feeling, man? Chilling like a villain on penicillin. That's what we about that.
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. Yo, big weekend gaming, man. I know I say that every week, but I'm like, it's like as soon as we hit like mid-August, like the news just start pouring in, all types of rumors start pouring in. The leaks start happening, games drop. You know what I mean? I know it's obvious we're kind of starting to approach Christmas time, right?
Yeah,
But at the
holiday
same
season.
time, it's just it feel crazy just in the sense of like it seems like it's always something going on. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's holiday
But
season.
yeah, and like before we know, like it's already more than halfway through September. Uh Here, summer's officially over in I think 2 days now. So, but yeah, bro. How's everything with you though, man? Like everything good?
Yes, sir. Summer been over in August. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So, we've been getting rain and all of that. Getting it's fall now. It's been fall for a while, but I like this weather. I like spring and fall. That's my thing. I don't like too hot. I don't like too cold. So, I'm feeling good. This is my time. You know.
absolutely, absolutely. Yo, and again, shout out to all the love and support, man. We definitely see it on the daily. Appreciate all of you. But yeah, if you're new to the show is split into four parts. You start out what games are currently playing. Then from there, we're going to this week in gaming. We take a brief look at some retro games that dropped throughout this week in history. Then we're getting into some topics. And then from there, we'll hit the spin wheel. Just got questions, game versus, one got it goals, all types of stuff. I think now the last time I looked was like 1,050 questions. Then we already went through what, at least 30 of them. So
Yeah.
like, yo, so a lot more to go. But as always, we're gonna kick this off, man. What games you currently playing, bro?
I've been spending a lot of time on 2K, really trying to, you know, see what my real opinion is. Because, like I said, it take me a couple weeks. I'm still in the enjoyment phase. I think I call it the honeymoon phase, where I'm just enjoying the game. The rec has been pretty good. I know that was a big thing this year, just trying to incentivize the rec and make it where when you don't have a team and you go in, people not just being selfish and treating it like a real game, trying to win.
Right.
And that's kind of been there. I think with them using the badge progression the way they have, it kind of made people want to win. And that's making better basketball in the rec. So it's been a few games where people are still not smart, or just children because they own the game too, and they just want to be Steph Curry. And I don't blame them. It's part of the game, but I mean, it's
Right.
still been fun. And Starfield, I got back into Starfield, trying to complete that game. I know it's going to take me a while. We're probably going to get into the holiday seasons, probably Christmas before I get to the end. I still got a ton of stuff to do in Starfield. And I've been getting arrested a lot in that game on accident and on purpose. That game is
Right.
crazy, man. I've been having a ton of fun with that.
For me, man, this week is simple. Starfield, which I do like. Don't get me wrong, I haven't had as much time as I would like to play it, but I do like it. Definitely gonna dive more into it. 'Cause I know the game is like super, like a expansive game. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
definitely want to dive more into that. And MK1, right before the show started, I played literally one match.
How you
MK1.
like that game? Because I'm on the fence about buying it, man. Like I'm really on the
So
fence.
I can't speak on the story mode yet. Didn't even touch that yet. That's
Okay.
actually what I plan to do after the show. So next week I can tell you more about that, right?
Yeah.
Um, but I could tell you this from going off the last 3 or 4 Mortal Kombat games, the story mode is super, super dope, right? So again, I can't speak to this particular one, but knowing that you like story, you know what I mean, and,
You're
and,
right.
and I think you're gonna love that part. But the actual gameplay is super dope, man. It's Mortal Kombat, but it does feel polished. That's what I like the best about it. But again, that's one match. I can't speak to bugs or glitches or anything. I experienced none, but literally I played one match and then got ready for the show. So next week I'll be able to come with a full review of it. But because by then I would have definitely beaten the game because that's how, you know what I mean. That's like I'm so hyped for it.
I,
But Yeah.
hold on. I got one more question about MK because I'm like I said, I'm on the fence. So I kind of want to know. This is like more of a like the way the buttons is. Is it kind of like can a casual like me get on and do and be successful with the buttons, or is it like something where I gotta practice 20 combos like something crazy that I'm really not gonna do?
When's the last time you played any MK game? Give take.
11.
So, what's your thoughts on 11 in the sense of like, did you find it tough? Did you find it challenger, or because of the move list, did you find it rather pick up and play?
It was a little hard for me to put the combos together, but I could pick it up and play it. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, so I'd say it's about the same, man. I say it's about the same because you did play 11. I'd say it's even easier because you're familiar with it. I'm not gonna say it's
Okay.
exactly the same. And again, the chat could definitely help me out with that because I'm sure they played the more. John, Mo. I'm sure y'all played a lot more than me. Mo already said he beat the story mode, so he could definitely attest to what I'm
Sheesh.
saying. But because you played 11, now if you was coming from like PlayStation, like MK4 or something, I'm like, you might want to, you know what I mean? But even then, one of the best things about the MK games, they relatively remain close to the same, if I'm being real, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like some of the combos and the way to do certain moves hasn't changed. Like
Right.
that's kind of the cool part about it. But like I said, I'm super excited to dive more into that game. That was the game. So I can't say that was the game I was waiting for all year. I did speculate it because we speculated on the show. We thought it was going to be called MK12. We thought that was coming. You know what I mean?
Right.
But MK1 kind of same thing. But I thought maybe this year, next year, who knows? But that was the game I always had on my radar because I actually absolutely love MK11. I played the DLC Aftermath. I thought that was incredible, which one of the endings led right into this game. You know what I mean? Which is dope. So I definitely say check it out. Again, next week I'll be able to do like a official review on it. But
Right.
yeah, and then Starfield too. I mean, I know that's a much more expansive game, but as I keep going, I can give more thoughts on that as well.
Okay.
All right, let's get to the comments. Just with the controllers, we're gonna talk about a new controller from Xbox coming out with 3 new consoles possibly on a hardware refresh from Microsoft after they said there will be no hardware refreshes. Sounds like Microsoft. All right.
Right.
Just says she been playing Mario Kart and Ryan's World Tag. Tell me you have kids without telling me.
Right.
Yeah, man.
I never heard of Ryan's World Tag, but I know who Ryan is, so I gotta check that out.
So Ryan's World, remember the game Temple Run on the phones?
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
okay.
exactly like that, just the Ryan's World theme, and to beat it, you have to tag one of the friends.
That boy is killing the game, isn't
Yo.
like, Ryan is killing the game. Shout out to Ryan.
Word. John just said, I fuck with MK1 heavy. Okay, story is great. That's what I like to hear. I'm hype. Let's go. Mo said MK is base. Let's go.
The story That's probably some like, Cali lingo I don't understand. What are you talking about?
The story mode is like 3 hours. I beat it in one sitting.
That's what's making me work. I mean, it shouldn't be super long. It's a fighting game. Who want to have a super long fighting game? So
the combos are easy. At the most, they're 4 or 5 button prompts. Stringing together longer combos are slight harder. Plus, you have the cameo system where you tag people in to continue the combos. Right. You get slick with it. I'm not gonna say it's like Marvel vs. Capcom, but like think like Marvel vs. Capcom, being able to tag someone in to continue the convo. So
yeah, I know. I'm thinking exactly that. I'm really trying. I'm probably gonna make a decision by the end of this week. We'll see in the next show.
All right, before we get into this week in gaming, you didn't touch that Cyberpunk DLC?
Hell no. Cyberpunk is still in the archives. I don't even know if I even looked. I might have to go to Microsoft Store to reinstall that game. That's how long I ain't touched that game.
I didn't play it, but I did hear it was good.
Really?
I did hear it was good. I didn't play it, but I did hear it was good though.
I spent money on that game too. I probably should give it a try just for that reason. But I didn't get the $100 one. I got the standard base game.
Yeah.
So
definitely say check it out, man. Like I said, and
I'm reluctant too, but I might.
I guess I'd have to take my own advice, but all right, yo, let's get into this week in gaming. All right, let's go. The first game we talk about, man, is X-Men Legends, legendary game, man. It was dropped 19 years ago, which again, I've talked about this game in the past when I talked about some of my favorite superhero games. I believe we talked about Batman a few weeks ago and I brought this game up.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, 2004, 19 years ago, which is a little wild to me if I'm being completely real, because I remember playing this game on the Xbox. Right now we're seeing the PS2 version. But yo, this game is dope, man. Like I said, I'm a sucker for X-Men, Marvel in general. But yeah, man, I love these type of games. This was like I could kind of say Ultimate Alliance that we talked about last week. Kind of took the game style from this 4-player co-op, being able to roam around. You know what I mean? Yes, good catch. This is a wrong game showing. That was Fight for New York showing for some reason.
I was gonna let you finish your spill before I said anything, but I was trying to let you finish because you was on the roll, Listen, it's been a long day.
Yo, it has, man. I'm so hyped for it. MK, I'm messing up. There we go. X-Men Legends, y'all. 2004, 19 years ago. Yo, like I said, love this game. Love everything X-Men. There could be a bad X-Men game. I'm probably gonna say it's good because I'm gonna enjoy it. Unless it's as bad as Marvel's Avengers, and then I'll probably be like,
terrible.
nah. But yeah, man, like I said, I beat this game, the sequel that came out this week, but I think it was 18 years ago. I beat that game too. Never was a third one. Wish there was. Still got time.
Right.
But yeah, man, what's your thoughts on this, man? I know you're a big fan of X-Men on the Genesis.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of X-Men in general. When I was a kid, I wanted to be Wolverine. But to the game, this game is really dope. The only X-Men game that I don't think there's an X-Men game that I didn't like. This is kind of like you said, like Ultimate Alliance. And this kind of style game was pretty dope for the time, and it kind of kept it rolling for a little bit.
Right.
I feel like because you brought up Ultimate Alliance. Now that I'm actually thinking about it, I think Ultimate Alliance tried to do something like this, but more of like an open world type, and it didn't work.
Right.
They kind of should have stuck to this kind of game style, and I think it would have been a lot better. But I enjoyed this. I don't remember ever beating this game. I probably should go back and try to beat it. But this game was really fun. I think it's really cool. If you got emulators or an emulator or PC, or if you got any system that's listed on the platforms that this is for, you should try it out.
Yeah, definitely. Retro game store, I'd say no more than $15. Are they trying to charge more than that? Then, but I'd say anything over 25, no. If it's between 15 and 25, if it's a good condition, got the instruction manual inside and all that, fine. But other than that, yeah, but definitely check this game out. All right, next game we jumping into is a heavy hitter. Everybody love it. You already know what's up if you see the rundown on the side. Def Jam Fight for New York, man. Yo, this is one of those games. You know what I mean? This is one of those games that's classic. I'll just get straight to it. I love this game. I love everything about this game. If you try to track this game out in a retro game store, I'm gonna tell you right now, bring your wallet. If you old school, bring the checkbook. This is gonna be an expensive one. So I had this game for a long time, right? I had the version for actually I had it for GameCube. I had it for a long time. And I think this is like maybe 2008, 2009. The dude at GameStop was like, yo, you got Def Jam? I was like, yeah. I forgot what game I wanted to get, but I was like, yo, he's like, if you got that, we're giving like $40 for it. I'm like, what? Like, it's a GameCube game. You giving me $40 that we've been out for a while now? Bet. Trade that in, right? When I started collecting games around 2014, I went to the retro game store to buy this game. Yo, I paid $90 for this game. Right? Yo,
the crazy part is probably was the same game that you sold them.
Yo, nah, chill. But yo, I paid $90 for this game, and I shopped around. I went to I went to retro game stores in New York City. I went to some around here. I went to some in Jersey, and $90 was like, there was one that was like 80, but it didn't have the book inside. You know what I mean?
Right.
And one had to, and I saw some for like 65. It was just the disc, which it could get scratched. I don't really mess with those. But $90, man, they got me for $90. And I went home, I played the game to make sure it works and everything. And I didn't regret the $90. Like this game is incredible, man. If you know the story of Def Jam Vendetta, the one that came before this, you know it's based off the Aki engine, which is No Mercy, Revenge. That's how the game actually came about. This one was a little more brawling than wrestling, like Vendetta was, but the roster, the characters, the fighting system, the blazing move, like incredible, man. What's your thoughts on Def Jam Fight for New York?
This game is a classic, man. The craziest thing is like I know my memory is getting a little bit bad, but I do not remember Elephant Man. That's the craziest part. I was looking at this dude beat up Elephant Man. I'm like, Elephant Man was in this game. I know we had
really?
a lot of characters. Yeah, he was in the last scene. I do not recall Elephant Man being in here. I know it's my brain that's playing. You know, it's just I'm just forgetting. But I really do love Def Jam fighting games. Vendetta, Fight for New York. I forget the third. It was a third one. Icon, was it? Wasn't it Icon? I can't remember the third.
Def Jam,
game.
on the 360 in the PlayStation 3, which
yeah,
was not.
three.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't the greatest, but they dope. You know what I'm saying? I think
yeah.
they all three of them was dope. I think they should remaster it. I do agree with you on that one more. The thing is though, with the way these systems is fighting over games, will they cooperate to make this a all platform game, or would they try to fight for exclusivity with this, man? Either way, I think they should try something, man. I have PlayStation and Xbox, so I won't in Nintendo.
Right.
So I won't really be out of the mix, regardless of however they play it. But I think they should try it. This is a classic. I'm pretty sure if you guys ain't paying 70 for some games, you probably won't play 90. But if you got $90 to pay for a game, this is probably one of them joints that I would recommend you pay it for, because this is really worth it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, yo. The one thing I will say about this game and why I don't think we'll ever see a remaster is probably the same reason why I don't think we'll ever see a remaster of like No Mercy, and that's because licensing. I hate to be like the bearer of bad news. You know what I mean? This game, if you don't know, because I see Jess said she never played the game, but it's rappers, it's Def Jam. You know what I mean? So like,
right.
And the licensing, I think now when games are like this, if it was a come about now, it would kind of have that evergreen type of licensing to where it can be used in the future. But for example, WWE games back in the day, WCW games, Def Jam, like you couldn't really use it. You know what I mean? Like for example, when Icon came out, there were certain characters missing and the roster shrunk down despite being on a more powerful console, and that's because of licensing, unfortunately. Because if not, without that part aside, I would love to see this game remastered, but especially with like online play, because it'd be incredible. But unfortunately, that's just where we're at. Let's get to the comments.
Man, they need to pay these people and put them
I know,
on the
Joe.
game.
I know.
It all comes down to money.
I know.
Pay them.
Well said, goated. If there was ever a game that needed a remaster, absolutely. Just said never played. It looked like fun. Put that on the checklist. Absolutely. They gotta write that wrong. All right, Wave. Let's jump to the next game, man. The next game, we going back to the PlayStation 2. Okami. Yo, let me see, man. I'm gonna kick this off with you, man, because this was a game that I didn't really hear about nor play until I was literally collecting video games. And I was, you go down the list with some of the top Xbox games all time, top GameCube games all time, with some of the top PlayStation 2 games all time. And like you got your usuals, Grand Theft Autos, Kingdom Hearts for the PS2, you know what I mean? And then I saw this was like everywhere. It was like top 3, top 4, top 5. And I was just like, I ain't never heard of this game. But like I always say on the show, back then it was sports games, wrestling games, fighting games, right? So I went out and bought this game. This is probably 2015, 16. It was on the pricier side, I'd say, for a PS2 game. Not Def Jam pricey but it was probably like a good 40.
Hmm.
Um, and I do like the game, but it's not quite my style of game. But now that I've played other games like it, um, to some degree, I guess, because it is a rather unique game, and it is available on um I think all the modern consoles in stores. Like you can go to the Xbox store and buy it. You don't have to actually play it on the PS2. You don't have to play it on the Wii. Um, I think you might like this game though if you haven't played it. What's your thoughts on this?
I haven't played it. Honestly, haven't heard of this game until I saw the outline. I do remember the character from Marvel vs. Capcom, but I never knew where the character came from. There's a few characters in that game that I didn't know where they came from. Like Jin, for example. If anybody familiar with Marvel vs. Capcom, you familiar with the character Jin.
Right,
He's the one with the robot arm that just punch you out of nowhere. But I didn't know where he was from. But doing the research on this game is real beautiful. I think I would enjoy something like this. This kind of remind me of like a Zelda type game. You know what I mean? Like especially the Breath of the Wild kind of thing, like
right.
where it's open, collect items, you fight enemies while you going through the open world. So it looked really dope. It looked like you could use powers and everything. Um, it looked like I would enjoy it. The art style of the game is not really particularly one of my favorites, but I think I could look past that with the gameplay. You know what I mean? And I don't really
Right.
know the story because again, I didn't play it, but from what I've seen, it seemed to have a pretty good story, even though it's kind of slow to start. So I feel like they
Yeah.
were saying if you get past a slow start, that it's a good story. So I'm willing to give it a chance. I just gotta figure out how I can play it, just to really have like a real uh
Experience.
right.
The one thing I will say for all those who do want to check it out, it is on the Nintendo Switch in like the HD version, so it is going to look better. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
they had an HD version, kind of modernized it. So I definitely would check that out versus the PS2. The PS2 one can be a little glitchy at times, especially if you're playing on obviously the North American PS2. I heard it runs excellent, like the Japanese version runs excellent, of course. But but yeah, man, let's jump into the next game. If you know the rundown, then you know exactly the next game we're getting into. This game is one of my favorite franchises. One that I always say Xbox did not miss on. That's Gears of War. Gears of War 3 came out 2011. Um, man, this just like one, I love the game. Don't get me wrong. It kind of hurts my heart to even talk about Gears of War because I miss the days where Microsoft will put out, their own exclusive games that were
Right.
like super duper dope, right? Obviously, Halo, we got a new Halo Infinite, and Gears, the first two Gears I love like to death. Gears 3 I thought was good, and the ones after I thought was cool, but like for me, this is kind of where I got off the train in terms of playing it nonstop. Um, which ironically, this game. I played this game in college. I didn't even have a system in college, but like everybody was playing Gears in college. So I remember playing this. Kind of brings back nostalgia for that. But yeah, good games. Just I'm so much in love with the first two that this one kind of falls off a little bit for me. But it could just be I was in college, right? And I didn't actually have
Right.
the game myself. What's your thoughts on this though?
I'm not. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I was not a huge Gears fan. I did play it. I did own the games, but I wasn't a huge fan. I did like the gore part of it. Like I love the fact that you could had the chainsaw gun. You could use that as a melee weapon and take the aliens up,
Right.
apart. I don't really want to say. You could rip them up with the with
Yep.
the that part of the gun. You can also shoot. But I really wasn't a fan of the movement, like the mechanics of the game.
Right.
Um, but your cousin, who was a roommate of mine for a long time, he loved this game, bro. He would
Yes, he
play this
did.
nonstop, and he would just have me, playing this game with him, and it was cool for what it was worth. But again, I just couldn't really get with the mechanics. I love the gore factor though. Like that was my favorite part was the gore factor of the game. But I just couldn't get past the mechanics to real like make me like a real true fan of the game. You know.
Most said, Zay loved the shit. Yo, it's funny. I just
Yeah,
texted
he
him. I just
absolutely
texted
did.
him. Was like, I just sent him the link for the show. Like, yo, check this out. Uh, Mo, Wave. Let me ask y'all a question. Does y'all lack of love for Gears? Not saying y'all saying it's trash or nothing, but does y'all lack of love for it? Does that have anything to do that around when it first came out? It was around Halo 3, or is
That
that
that's
completely separate?
that's probably a small portion of it. For me, it's really just the mechanics of the game. I feel like you was almost glued to the walls, and if you wasn't, you was gonna die. You know what I mean? Like you
Right.
almost had to be like crouch running, or like the way you just ran around the walls, and like I don't know that the mechanics just was not. It wasn't smooth enough. I don't really. It would, yeah. I don't want to get too deep. It was just the mechanics of the moving
Okay.
around and the way you shot over the wall that I did not enjoy.
Andrew Armstrong, what's good, bro? Hope you're feeling better. He said Gears is one of my favorite storylines, plus horde mode to keep me and the boys going till 4 a.m. on a work day. Sheesh.
You was
Sheesh.
risking it all for the Gears.
Word. Hey, man. I, I definitely respect it because, like, that was me with Warfare 3 around this time. So, like, I mean? Just staying up all night doing my papers at 6 o'clock in the morning.
That was me with Grand Theft Auto when I was a teenager. Now I'm like 40. Nah. I'm like,
Gamer Live, like, what's good? What's good? Did you play MK1? Did you let us know? Definitely. John said horde mode was legendary. Yeah, yo, like I said, I like Gears, man. Like I do agree with Halo 3. And I'll get to most comment in a second. I do agree with Halo 3 and how like it kind of that game was just that game. You know what I mean? It just kind of when it comes to the 360, it's the first game I think about. So but I also got a lot of love for Gears of War as well. Most said possible, but I just didn't care about the story and the gameplay. The world wasn't ready for cover shooters at the time. It's a good
see,
point.
that was the just running while you bending down and always got to be in cover. I was not a fan of that at all.
So I see why you also didn't like Rainbow Six then, because it was a cover shooter.
It's
Like,
the same
yep,
thing. Yeah,
yep.
I'm not with that. I hate that style of shooters, man.
That's more than fair. That's more than fair. All right, let's jump to the next game. Yo, you know what game we talking about, man? Yo, we're talking about the Iron Man of all games. Like we talking about the original video game. Shout out to Zay who's watching. Shout out to Zay. Yo, we just talked about Gears of War 3. We know how much you love the Gears franchise, but yo, Grand Theft Auto 5, man, came out September 17th, 2013 for the Xbox 360 and the PS3. Yes, the PS4 and the Xbox One was not quite out yet. Xbox One came out that year, and PS4 shortly followed, technically. But yeah, man, yo, we all know GTA 5 is a legendary game, man. The game sold, I think it's like 118 million copies, something crazy like that, right?
Right.
Worldwide, I'm talking. It's a legendary game. Don't get me wrong. We kind of give it a hard time now on the podcast just because of it's been 10 years. You know what I mean? like so, like, yes, we give it a hard time on the show, but that's not saying the game was bad. The game's absolutely phenomenal, man. I've heard many people call it the best Grand Theft Auto game of all time. Way ahead of its time, to be honest. Not a lot of games at this time it looked like this, you know. And we still got it. Obviously, they remastered it for Xbox One, PS4, then they remastered it again for Series X and the PS5. The online mode drop. They did a lot of stuff for this game. So that what was it, $60 or whatever you spent?
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot out of it even before they started reselling it. You know what I mean? But
Right.
I know you played this game heavy. I know the chat played this game heavy. It's probably our most talked about game on Pass the Six over the last 2 years.
Right.
What's your thoughts on Grand Theft Auto 5, bro?
I just got a question. Do you remember what you was doing in 2013? Petrus Farms, remember? Uh, nah, this game was such. I remember actually. I just seen like a old memory from Facebook where me, Mo, a couple of the homies, I think Zay might have been in there, and we was talking about how we about to get off work and play GTA 5, bro. Like literally 10 years ago, it popped up from a memory. And like I was dying, like, yo, we still waiting for GTA 6. Cause like Grand Theft Auto came out a week after my daughter was born, bro. And
Right,
like it is crazy to say this because they the same age, and you know what I mean. Like
right.
in a couple years, she gonna be in high school, and we still gonna be waiting for GTA 6
Nah.
because they because they trying to figure out, how they gonna add a country into the game. Um, but at the same time, this is a classic, bro.
Yeah.
It has turned into a cash grab with all the DLCs and all of the extra things, but that's because of the modifications they made to it. The what is the app that's on the PC? Well, now that everybody's role playing the game, I can't even think off the
Oh,
top of my head.
I know what you're talking about.
Um,
I can't think of it though.
5M.
Yep.
With the creation of 5M, it just made GTA 5 turn into a whole world. It's almost like virtual reality now.
Yes.
And I think that was really dope. I think that's also the reason for the pushback with GTA 6 and the reason why they feel like they could take their time with it. Um, but at the same time, it's made a lot of people rich as
Yeah.
well as them. A lot of people got rich off the game. A lot of rappers ain't even rapping no more. They just on GTA. You know what I mean? It's just a whole different world with it, man.
Right.
This game is a classic. It do deserve its flowers. We give it a hard time, but that's because we
Yeah.
big fans and we want to see what's next. We want them to give us what's next. And that's really what this push is about. That's really why we make all the jokes. At the same time, I'm still gonna play it until 6 come out.
Absolutely. Comments. Isaiah said, "What's good, fellas? What's good, Zay?"
Good, my
Andrew
boy.
said, "Andrew said GTA is the cash grab. It's the standard for microtransactions. Has become the troll of the game community. Love the story and physics, but online was a joke in my opinion."
I wouldn't say that about the microtransaction. I don't think that's the standard. I think that title belongs to Fortnite. To be honest with you, Fortnite really is the grandfather of all of that microtransaction skin
Right.
stuff. Every other game just took that and ran with it, and GTA was no different.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mo said the game is goaded, but the fatigue is real. Where's GTA 6? You know what?
Yes.
You know what? We talked about this ad nauseum now. I honestly think GTA 6 will be out holiday next year. Obviously, I have no proof of this, right?
Uh,
And I know because and to be fair, Wave, I said this last year. I said I think GTA 6 will come out holiday 2024. Now, granted, at that point it was 2 or 3 years away, right?
yeah.
Um, and I just think I think the time is now. I think GTA 6 will be out 2024. Christmas window is going to sell crazy numbers. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I think Red Dead 3 will be out either 25 or 26. And I think basically Rockstar at that point is going to have so much damn money between those two games and that 3 year window
Right.
that now for the sequels to those, I don't think we'll ever see them. I
Well, at
don't think
least we
there
know
will
what
be.
the holdup is though now though,
Yeah, yeah,
because they trying to incorporate the 5M into the actual game, so that way they're not losing people to the PC modded versions.
right,
You
right.
know.
But yeah, like I said, we gave a lot of jokes on this, and it's not going to stop because 10 years for one game is crazy. But that does speak to the testament of the game. You know what I mean? This is an
Right.
incredible. I remember when this game dropped, I was in like I know you asked jokingly, like, what were you doing? But like, I remember, like, I was like about to wrap up college when this game came out my junior year, and talking about campus being a ghost town. Everybody's playing Grand Theft Auto. You know what I mean? And if you wasn't playing,
Right.
you was watching somebody play it. Like it was insane. dudes skipping practice, you know what I mean? Not going to parties, like just because of this game. So like, yeah, this game came out for the 360, and now we're on Series X, PS5, you know what I mean? PS in this game, but at the
And a
same
new
time,
Xbox.
yeah, I know, right? But at the same time, for a reason, like it lasts this long for a reason. That's because the game is great. Zay said, I played the story mode at least 5 times. Like, I
Yep.
mean, had 10 years to do it.
Surprised it was only 5 times.
Right. Nah, but like it was an expensive game, especially for 2013, man. Like it's so much to do in the game.
Right.
Said that's crazy about your daughter being the same age, obviously older now compared to, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
just being born. Said the weight is real. GTA RP is holding it down right now.
Making a lot of millionaires.
Absolutely. Andrew said, I'm stoked for RP on GTA 6. Yeah, talking
Me
about
too. Me too. I can't wait.
he said facts. T Grizzly don't even rap no more.
Soldier Boy too.
Yeah. Mo said if it didn't get announced release on the 10-year anniversary, it's not coming anytime soon. So when do y'all think it's gonna be out? I got saying 2025, 2026. Like, I think Rockstar can't wait that long. No way.
I agree
No
with
way
you,
they can wait
Jay. I
that
think
long.
come out next year, holiday time. I
Because
think they'll figure it out by now.
I'd say if it's out holiday 24, then I say announce it probably February, March of like this upcoming February, March. That gives us damn near a year to speculate and be hype about it. Show something at the Summer Games Fest or one of those festivals or whatever. Or do what most companies do now, just hold your own event for it. It's gonna do record numbers. It's Grand Theft Auto, you know what I mean? And then maybe at the end tease Red Dead 3, which was kind of leaked already. But tease that, and there you go. That'd be one of the biggest like showcases we've seen in a long time.
All right.
Gamer Live said this game changed what we expect for an open world game. Yeah, like I said, I make a lot of jokes about this game. Looking back on it now, I can't imagine what they're going to do with GTA 6 because this was out of this world. I remember playing Grand Theft Auto. I remember playing Grand Theft Auto 4 thinking that was out of this world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this took it up there. You know what I mean? So I can't wait to see what they do with Grand Theft Auto 6, despite all the jokes.
Nico Belly.
He said it was more than that 5. Just sounds reasonable. Andrew said saying 2026 just because of an even number and hype it up a little longer and give 5 one more update. Yo, that I'm not gonna say you wrong, but that damn,
I can see that, but I hope they don't do that.
Like 13 years, you're gonna get one game burned for I get it, it's already been 10, right? But 13 years, like at least we know Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming. By was it year 7 or 8? We still had no clue. It was all speculative. But at least we know now it's coming. We know it's gonna take place in Vice City, you know, updated. Plus more areas. There's been leaks that there are going to be a few missions in Liberty City. I don't know, man. They've already waited 10 years. Might as well keep like, yo, I know, man. I know, but it's always a year after the first preview. So, like, I say they could shorten it. They could probably get away with January or February, maybe even March for a holiday release. It's going to be a surprise drop in E3 next year. I'm calling it.
Would it be a surprise? We've been waiting for 10 years. Well, not 10 exactly, but we've been waiting for at least 4 years.
Is Grand Theft Auto big enough to do a surprise drop and still do numbers? I feel like it deserves that big budget promotion. You know what I mean?
I think they could do you don't think GTA 6 was surprise dropping everybody's copying? Even with the 150 price tag, I think they big enough to do it. I think so.
So I'm not saying they can't do a surprise drop and not sell. What I'm saying is, can they do a surprise drop and still do the same numbers that they would doing the big budget promotion, the commercials, all that?
Yeah, I know. I'm saying yes.
Okay.
Just bro, just because of 3, 4, and 5, and then some people like myself played 1 and 2, which was dope as well.
Okay.
Bro, they absolutely can. Absolutely. And they could save money from their budget. They would probably make more if they don't do the big budget advertising. It might do a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying because like I've always like for example, I remember when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out. I remember the promotion they put behind that game. You know what I mean? It was everywhere, like so much so like even like you even had parents who's like, all right, the whole thing is always going to be should kids play the game? We know the answer is no,
Yeah.
but the
They're
promotion
gonna
was
play
so
anyway.
out there that kids like you couldn't deny it. So a lot of parents cracked and even bought it for their kids, right?
Right.
I just think it deserves it. We waited this long. I think it deserves it. But I guess a surprise drop wouldn't be a bad thing. But that
It's a difference between 4 and 5 though. Like an incredible difference.
yeah,
Like 4 was great. That was that's my favorite GTA until 5 dropped, bro. And they
okay,
just changed the game. And then with 5 and these kids, the same kids we talking about, they parents gonna copy because they probably make kids are making tens of thousands of dollars just playing a video game right now.
right. That's
They
a good
parents
point.
going, bro. Everybody, it's going. It has to. I don't see how it don't. If they surprise drop, so
That's a good point. Say E3 is not even thinking. They say it's going to be back next year, but they said that this year too, and then they canceled. Part of the problem with E3 is Microsoft keeps pulling out of E3, Sony keeps pulling out of E3, and Nintendo does, and Capcom. Those four are notorious for pulling out of E3 last minute. So what's the point? They all say they'll be there next year, so E3 is supposed to resume, but we'll see. Most who's not buying GTA 6, I can't think of any. He said they don't need all that name alone will make millions. I agree. I see your point. I just think they always try to give these big budget games all the promotion possible. I'm curious to see who's gonna like. There's been rumors of Joe Rogan's podcast being on there. There's been rumors of the 85 South show being on there. So all types of rumors about the game. So I
that
think we're
would be
starting to get
super
into
dope.
the rumor mill. You know what I mean? Because I remember when Grand Theft Auto 4, was it Joel Ortiz, Jada Kiss?
Mhm.
I remember like just riding around to that. I thought that was super dope. So I can't imagine what they're gonna do with it now that so many podcasts incorporate. They need to get past the 6 on there. Real talk.
All right, put us on the game, man. Let's talk about video games and a
Words.
video game.
Since I love parodies, we talk a lot of shit about Grand Theft Auto. Take a look at your boys. Like
It'd be like Deadpool, talking shit about the game in the game.
right? What did Wayne Brady say to Chappelle? This is not an option. Like, we got a problem. Like, all right. Sorry, kids, no groceries this week. GTA 6 Steelbook Edition dropped for $320. Yo, man, and everybody gonna buy it. Yo, Grand Theft Auto. We gotta do a question one of these days. If Grand Theft Auto is like this franchise is like the biggest franchise of all time, and I know some are gonna quickly say Mario, Zelda, but it's up there. That's all I'm gonna say. It's up there.
It's definitely up there, but I don't know about biggest. That's a topic for another day.
Say GTA radio is greater than real radio. Like,
It is.
yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Said, man, when Vice City dropped and Bill Eugene popped up on the first song, that was so hard. Yo, like I said, these games, they're nothing short of incredibly innovative. You know what I mean? That's what we all love about it. It's really like real world. You know what I mean? All right.
I got one more thing about GTA 6 before we go, because I know you're ready to switch it, but I can see GTA 6 being it's a game that's coming out where everybody is a shooter. Everybody is in the game together, trying to do objectives together. I could literally see GTA doing that to make the RP kind of style where everybody's trying to in the story together. You get what I'm saying? Like, It's like multiplayer, but that's the game. Like,
okay.
And you gotta kind of beat each other to the missions. Like, I think that would be dope. I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, yo, like I said, there's so much stuff they could do with GTA 6. They swear it's gonna be hundreds of hours of gameplay, like possible gameplay to stuff to do. So, I mean, hopefully it's well worth the wait. Andrew said Fernando better be back on the radio. I loved his talk shows in Vice City.
He's a nut.
Yeah. They said, "Do you think the delays because one of the main developers left?" I do think that has a part in it. I think the game was always gonna take this long just because Grand Theft Auto 5 is selling well. Similar to Mario Kart 9, how Mario Kart 9 is probably should have came out about 3 years ago, but everybody is Mario Kart 8 last week was one of the biggest selling games last week. The game been out since 2013. The deluxe version been out since 2017. It keeps selling. They're going
They
to wait.
milking it, man.
Right. So I bet they add open mic. That's a good
Proximity
point.
chat would be
Yep.
crazy.
That's the reason we never got any add-ons or updates or story mode. That's a good point. That's a good point. There is a change up, but again, I think this is their baby. You know what I mean? They're going to do hella high water. I'm not concerned about them not putting out a banger of a game. It's just when are we finally going to get the game? You know what I mean? It's been long enough.
Right.
2 consoles, like 2 consoles later. Fallout tried that already. Yeah, microtransactions made this game billions already. Absolutely. All right, man.
Different company.
We can talk about Grand Theft Auto all the time. But yeah, man, Grand Theft Auto 6 I think will be out next year. All right, let's jump into the next thing. The Nintendo Direct was last week. That was one of the big news. And obviously the game itself, I mean, the Direct itself was cool. A lot of stuff we saw, but the big news that everybody was talking about was Princess Peach is finally getting her own game, man. After what 30 plus years of being basically the damsel in distress and only kicking ass in Mario Kart and Super Smash, like she's getting her own game. Yeah, man. Princess Peach Showtime, March 2024. The previews, it looked kind of dope, kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie, my daughter went crazy. Like she thought this game looked so cool. Was like, I want this game for Christmas. Had to tell her come out in March. No way that could happen. And she ain't gonna wait till next Christmas to get it. So, but yeah, man. So and then let me get your thoughts on this. What do you think about this move? Obviously, I'll get into some of the other stuff they gave on the Direct, but Princess Peach getting her own game finally after all this time. What's your thoughts on that?
My first initial thought when I saw this was like, yo, she could have did this the whole time, so she just going with Bowser just to go with Bowser. Mario's a stamp. She was just going with him. She could have been defending herself. She had the ribbon the whole time. Now, right. I think this is a really dope concept. I liked all the characters that they showed on the Direct. I really want to see like the other characters because they said there's a lot more.
Yep.
I like the concept of saving a show. I think this is really dope. But like the whole Direct as a whole, just kind of go with the Direct. What I was saying last show and the show before that, like we still Mario heavy.
Yes.
Half of the show was Mario. But this game, I think, will be a banger. I'm glad they finally give her own shine. It's well deserved. We tired of saving Peach. It's time for her to save herself. Like you feel me?
Right.
You know, show that she can do it.
Yeah, man. I'm actually hyped for this game. This is something I definitely wanted to play myself, even if I didn't have kids. But my daughter's also hyped for this, so I think it's going to be a cool experience to play this with her. Because, like I said last week, she loves watching like playthrough of games, specifically Nintendo games, Mario, Kirby, stuff like that. She loves Princess Peach, so I'm like, this is perfect. You know what I mean? Literally perfect. Like she wanted to be Princess Peach for Halloween, so it's like coming at the right time. You know what I mean? So I definitely want to check this out. Hype for this game. One of the things that I do like about it is, again, it shows her with the different costumes, different ability, like lots of stuff that she can do in the game. You know what I mean? I think that's one of the cool parts about it. Yeah. As for the Direct itself, again, I'll get right after I get to the comments about the Princess Peach game. I'll get into what I thought about the Direct. Very Mario heavy. Nintendo seems to be leading the charge for remasters as Paper Mario is getting remastered. Mario RPG is getting remastered. There's a lot of remasters going on at Nintendo. And I think it's only going to get worse, especially if this new hardware that we're supposed to get next year or whatever. I think we're going to see a whole new slate of remasters. So
it is one that I'm really waiting, that I can't wait to play. But I'll let's go through the comments before I talk about that.
Absolutely. So Yeah, man. So let's get to these comments real quick. We talk about Princess Peach. Let's go. Got to take a minute to say best podcast, y'all. Appreciate you, Andrew.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Sharon, yo, what's going on, Sharon? Appreciate you checking out the show. We talking video games.
Yeah,
Just
thank you for
said,
stopping by. We
no
appreciate
doubt.
that.
Just said I can't wait for this game. Absolutely. And shame on them for not making a holiday release for real. So when we first heard Princess Peach was getting her own game, I initially thought next console, right? I thought this was gonna be a launch title for the next console. But I mean, I'm not mad at it. I can see why the holiday release window. I'm going to assume it's not done. That's why, because Nintendo loves that holiday release window. So maybe it's not done. It needs to be polished. I'd rather they don't put out a polished game versus just getting it in for that holiday window. Love the podcast, man. I make sure to be here. Absolutely, definitely appreciate that.
Appreciate you.
Zay said she don't even like Mario.
Nah, she stay at Bowser crib. Now we know she could leave anytime she wants because she got that powerful ribbon.
Always made Mario risk everything. It's time for you to put in some work, Peachy.
Mario didn't have to do that. He's successful. He's a plumber.
Right,
Plumbers get some bread out here. I don't know. He's a plumber.
No doubt. All right, yo. So we about to get into like just a quick rundown of everything that they showed at this direct. It's gonna be quick because a lot of it I think is kind of a lot of remasters and stuff. But let's get to it real quick, bro. Wait, ready? All right,
yes, sir.
Paper Mario: The 1,000-Year Door, popular game on the GameCube, is getting remastered and brought to the Switch. Interested in it? Don't care. What's your thoughts on it?
Don't care. Not gonna lie. I wasn't a big fan of Paper Mario. I don't think I'm gonna be a big fan of the remaster. So okay. I don't care about Paper Mario.
All right, moving on. Mario versus Donkey Kong.
This is the game I was talking about right here.
Okay.
The way they redid this is so nice, man. They made it like puzzly, and I think this is gonna be super dope. I think this is gonna be a hit. It took them a while because Mario versus Donkey Kong is like a regular Nintendo game, right?
Yeah.
It's been a long time before they faced each other again, and I think they kind of play off the movie because Mario and Donkey Kong kind of faced each other in the Mario movie. I don't know if everybody's seen that, so if I'm messing it up for you, I apologize, but you had a long time to see it, so it's kind of your fault.
It's a good movie.
It is, and I think they kind of playing off of that, but this is really dope, man. I actually cannot wait for this. I think this is probably one of the last Mario games I'm gonna purchase until they do something else besides Mario with Nintendo.
So you're not getting Mario Super Mario Wonder?
I said one of.
All right. You got it.
That other one look fire too. I cannot lie.
All right. Let's go back to it. All right. So with that said, we also got Splatoon 3 expansion pass. Are you a big fan of Splatoon?
I'm not a big fan. I think my little cousins really like it though. I think it's a dope concept though. Kind of fighting to see who could paint the most. I think is dope, and I do think they new expansion. I forget what it's called. The new side order. That's what it's called. I think that side order is going to be tough. It looked pretty good. So I can't wait for them to play it. I'm probably not going to touch it though.
Yeah, so Splatoon 3 has really fun online play. So that's one thing I will say. Like, I'd say underrated because obviously there's games on Nintendo that is king when it comes to that. But shout out to Splatoon 3. Super Mario RPG obviously was a huge thing on the Super Nintendo, now coming to the Switch.
Not doing it. I'm not doing Mario RPG, not doing that. If I want to play an RPG, there's a lot other. I'm not saying this is trash. If you really a big fan of Mario like that, this might be a thing for you. I'm just not gonna do a Mario RPG. I'm just not doing that. That don't even make sense to me.
I feel you. Another code recollection.
So this is the second part to another game that I haven't played.
Yep.
This was a game that came out in Japan and they just now releasing it to the United States.
Yep.
I haven't played the other game, so it would be unfair to play this. I would be lost in the sauce. You have to play the first one to kind of understand where this one is going.
Yeah, it's probably something I'll skip and like basically just check it out. Like if it like pops up on my radar again. Talked about Princess Peach. Zay said he was looking forward to the Pokemon games. This is one of them. Detective Pikachu returns. What's your thoughts
Um,
on this?
I think with the movie, this will be kind of dope. I like the idea of you being able to use Pikachu to talk to Pokemon and you talk to the people. It kind of make for an expansive game, so it
Yep.
should be dope. I'm not saying I would play it. I'm not really into detective games that you don't get to beat people up. So Batman, but so I mean, I think it's gonna be dope. It's probably just gonna be a skip for me though.
All right. All right. Yeah. Luigi Mansions 2 HD. So obviously Luigi Mansion 2, summer 2024.
Um, how you feel? I think I would enjoy this with the kids, so I would copy it just to play with the kids. I think Luigi Mansion is a fun game. Um, Even if you're not a parent, I think it's a good game. If I wasn't a parent, though, I would skip it. Just because
Yeah.
I'm
So
past. I don't know.
now,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
So my daughter loves watching. This is one of the games she loves watching, Luigi's Mansion. So this is something I'm probably going to end up playing by default. I did love the original Luigi's Mansion on the GameCube, so it's not like I'm faultless. It's not like I'm not a fan of the franchise. I can't. I don't know if I'd get too heavy into it if she wasn't. You know what I mean? So
Right.
interested. But like I said, it's easy for me to go along with it only because I like again I was a big fan of the original. So and the last one I want to talk about specifically from it is F-Zero 99. Obviously, Super Nintendo big game. But F-Zero 99 is kind of a battle royal type racing game that dropped on the Switch. It's out now. It's free to play if memory serves me correct. Up to 99 players at once. Have you had a chance to check this out?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it on the Nintendo Direct. I don't really know if I like the fact that they didn't make it look better. Like, it looks a little better, but like I feel like they could have did this game a lot better, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. And I don't know. It's just something about the way it looked that I'm not feel. It brings back the nostalgia feeling and all of that, but I feel like we have better. So like, if you can make better, make better. Give us better. Don't try to keep playing on our feelings like you do with Mario. Kind of you can do that, but make it better. Make it more appealing to the eye. It still looks the same. It's just not as blurry. It's like they tighten up the colors a little bit. It was like, all right, give them that.
Do you like the battle royal aspect of it?
Yeah, I think that's pretty dope. I think 100 cars is crazy though on a track like that.
It is.
But I mean, I want to play it before I give it too harsh a criticism though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it seems like that it'll be a lot of congestion, especially if you're not one of the people in the front and you like in the middle of the pack. Yeah, it's gonna be rough for you out there. I
Check.
just think they could have made it look a lot better.
I say check it out. I think you're gonna like it a lot. If I'm
Yeah,
being
I'm gonna
completely
definitely
honest.
check it out. I'm definitely check.
All right. So that's all we got for that. Let's get to this chat and then we'll get on to some Microsoft news. Hit the spin wheel and then we out. But I did like it though. I only played a few races of it. It did play smooth. That might have to do with the graphics. You know what I mean? Being
Right, trashy.
SNES style. You said trash. I said SNES style. But yeah. All right. Let's get these comments. Zay said I'm excited for the new Pokemon game. So it also said okay about Peachy. Mo said wife played the Paper Mario game. She liked it. The Thousand Year Door was good on GameCube. I just have no desire to play it again if it's just a straight remaster. That's all. I played it on the GameCube. I thought it was good. I thought it was good. But it's just not enough to buy it for the Switch. Andrew said nothing like running around with Ryan Reynolds.
You was talking about the Luigi Mansion.
Right. Octavia Martin was good. It was good.
What's
Luigi's
up, my
Mansion
boy?
elite game. Yeah. So
Yes.
like I said, I loved it on the GameCube. I even played the one on the Wii. Um, I was just kind of Luigi'd out. You know what I mean?
They
Like,
have it at Dave and Buster's too,
and
and
they
it's
do.
really
Yeah.
cool. I
Yeah.
think
They
that's
definitely
really
do.
cool too.
Um, Zay said F-Zero is one of my favorite racing games, and this game looked like chaotic fun. I definitely because it's free to play as well, so I definitely say check it out. All right, last piece of news we got before we get to the spin wheel. Xbox, Microsoft. Basically, as you know, the whole thing with the Activision buyout had to go to court and all that. A lot of those court
Mhm.
documents got leaked because they are public documents. So you know, gamers, they just start scrubbing, looking for stuff. And basically they found like a roadmap to 2030, basically leaked something software, hardware, some potential acquisitions they're looking at. There's slight talk of them trying to buy Square Enix, which will never happen. You know what I
Don't
mean?
say never.
PlayStation, they won't let that happen. Think about the games that Square Enix has in the direct tie to play. No way. No way. Microsoft would buy PlayStation before like buy PlayStation before they get their hands on Square Enix or Capcom for that matter. But yeah, one of the biggest things, of course, that popped up that basically had everybody talking was new consoles. And where that basically came from was a screenshot came out that I'm going to put on the screen in just a second that basically talked about first thing a new controller, which as soon as I can get this screenshot up, and I want to get your thoughts on this, man, because let me first off, I'm gonna pull this up and then I'm gonna share it. All right, let's see. First things first, let me pull this up.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic.
No, you good. Can you see that? All right, so this came from GameSpot. Shout out to them. It said 3 new digital only Xbox console refreshes were leaked. Codename Brooklyn, cylinder shaped 2 terabyte Xbox Series X refresh. So yes, the game. Obviously, none of these will have disk drives. It is in the shape of a cylinder with some people said it looked like a Bluetooth speaker, which is I
Yeah.
thought was hilarious. It does. It does. What's your thoughts on this? That obviously the 2 terabytes I love because we know game storage is somewhat of a problem.
I just like the shape. You know, it looked like you can put that in a little section in your living room or in your station or wherever you play your games at, in your little corner like me. Wherever you play games at, it look like it can fit somewhere like small. And it ain't a big doofy refrigerator that you got to figure out where you're gonna put it next to your big doofy PlayStation 5.
Right.
You know, so I just like the size of it. I don't know if I would buy it because if you already have the game plus the memory card,
Yep.
which was 250,
Right.
why would you go and buy another console that's probably going to run you $500 because it's 2 terabytes?
It's a very good point. Next up, we got codename Uther or Uther. Same specs as Brooklyn, but it's customized. You can customize it. So obviously, we know you can customize the controller straight from the console with the Design Lab. I no prices, of course, and Xbox could just scrap these ideas, being that they got leaked. But what's your thoughts on that? Being able to customize your console.
Here's an idea. Put some stickers on that motherfucker. It's a cylinder. Why pay more for the customize it? Wrap some stickers around that shit. Call it a day.
It works with the controllers. It does. Like people get custom controllers for Christmas stuff all the time. So
You can't just slap stickers on a controller though. But you can literally. This is a cylinder, and it don't take disc, so you're not blocking anything. Just don't hit the vents, which is probably at the top.
yeah,
Slap some. You go get your favorite stickers, put that on that muff, customize it like that. Paint it if you want it. It's a
right.
cylinder. I wouldn't do it. Not for the money they probably gonna charge you.
Last but not least, codename Elwood, Xbox Series S Lite refresh. So we know they came out with one a terabyte version already. I don't data. Obviously, there's not much information on that, but so what you think about this part of the console portion? I know you said the Series X was kind of eh. So other than the memory, is this a no go? Is this, or do you think this is a cool idea for somebody who didn't get this round of Xboxes, or is this just kind of they should have just stuck with what they said about not releasing a refresh?
I mean, because of well, I don't know what the size is, so I'm just assuming this is going to be smaller than what the
Has
Xbox,
to
the
be,
original
has to
Series
be
X is.
with no disk drive. Has to be.
Right, right. I would say if you don't have one and you're looking for one, why not? Why not? But if you
Okay.
already have it, I wouldn't do it. And if you're gonna buy it, get the first one, the Brooklyn, and put some stickers on that shit. Do not waste your money customizing it.
I feel you. I definitely feel you. All right, so that's the actual console refresh. But one thing that was kind of taking the world by storm that everybody was talking about, I definitely wanted to see to get your thoughts on this. What had to do with the controller? Now this was something that people was like kind of going nuts over, and I kind of get why. Although, so we know PlayStation came out with the what's it called? God
The,
damn it, DualSense.
yeah,
The DualSense, and it is a great controller. I cannot lie. Although my hands in the grip, I've always preferred the Xbox controllers. I do like some of the technology the DualSense has. The one thing I do not like about it is the battery life. Right.
mhm.
But something about this controller coming out that is nicknamed Siebel. Help me out in the chat. I think it's Siebel. Let me
We'll go with that.
get the graphics. Basically, direct to cloud. Obviously, the tech side, Bluetooth, and all that. It's supposed to have bigger thumbsticks. Um, they said longevity because one of the big things was the controller wasn't like the controls would break. You know what I mean? You
Hmm.
drop the controller, you start to hear the rattle inside. You know something messed up. The triggers would go out. Um, lift lift to wake. So if you have the controller, right, you pick up the controller would turn on. Just like how back in the day, like when the feature first came out, you pick up your phone, hold it to your face, and the phone would turn on.
Yeah.
That with the control. What's your thought on that portion? I'm curious on your thoughts on that. Same and the same with y'all chat. Being able to pick up the controller and it turns on. Is that a cool feature? Is that don't matter? Just hit the button and turn it on.
I think that's a useless feature. Whatever I'm trying to clean up my crib and I just move the controller, it's just gonna cut on. Now I got what if I got my music blaring on the TV and then I move my controller. Now the Xbox just turned on to take over the TV. That I gotta stop doing what I'm doing. Just
Right.
I think it's just a useless feature. Hopefully the durability and the reliability is something that's something that I'm really looking at. I think that that's something that I hope they can keep true to their word on because
Right.
like I have a couple of controllers that's in my on the side of my fireplace that got stick drift because you dropping the controller or just trying to do stuff around the house and it fall on the floor. Then the sticks just drift on its own. Like the controllers are not that great on Xbox. I will say that.
Yeah.
So hopefully that is something true. I'm looking at all these other features. I don't really see anything that stick out. I hope the black on that bottom of that white controller though is uh like sweat resistant so you could like hold it, grip it a lot better. And the paddles being bigger, that's what you said, or the buttons being bigger.
So from what I was reading about this, actually both the face buttons are a little bigger. Same with the thumbstick. Also haptic feedback. So now we're getting into some of the stuff the DualSense does well, right? The haptic
Hmm.
feedback, the accelerometer. It's going to have speakers on it for the first time, just like PlayStation controls have had. Um, the haptics is a big thing though, because some of that adaptive stuff that the DualSense has, being able to have that, I think that's going to be dope. The one thing I do like that I think speaks directly to the one thing the DualSense is the battery life, and for this to have rechargeable battery, of course, don't have to deal with the double A batteries and all that, but also a swappable battery. I think that's so dope because in the past we'd have to go out, GameStop, Walmart, buy the rechargeable joint, pop that in. Being able to just swap it in and out quick, I think that's a big thing because again, that DualSense controller, I love it, but at the same time, the battery life on it I find is horrible. I know some people say they found tricks of the trade to how to get the most out of it, but I think it's bad. I've actually thought that about the last few PlayStation controllers. The battery life is just not great.
Luckily for me, mine could stay plugged up, so I don't have any complaints about that. My
Okay.
Xbox controllers are plugged up too, so
So how do you feel about this? Again, still a leak, so there's no pricing or nothing like that. Do you feel the Xbox controller you have is fine, or if you didn't, you go out and get the Elite? What's your thoughts on this?
now I honestly don't really care too much for the Elite controllers. Hopefully, they don't put this in between those price points because that's a huge gap in between a regular controller and an Elite controller. So
Yep.
hopefully, it stays more closer to the regular controller side. If it's 80, I can see it just because of the few new features, but some of these features are absolutely useless. Okay, like I'm gonna be honest. What do we need? The Bluetooth is probably so I can hook up to like iPads and stuff, so you play mobile gaming and all that. So it's probably gonna help with mobile gaming. But
Right.
like, I don't. It's just a few bit more features that makes it good. And I mean I like it, so I'll pay 80. I still pay $80 for this controller. I hope it don't try to be like 150 or nothing.
Andrew said because of the cylinder shape, look like the Alexa Box Series X refresh.
It do.
Mo said, if it ain't portable, I don't care. Just make a stronger version of the Series X. That's what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna remember we had the Xbox One, then we had the Xbox One X, and it kind of
Right.
took that leap. That's what I thought this was gonna be. I agree with that. I don't. I
Nope.
think this is now. If you want to do a customized Xbox, customize your own, fine, right? Don't care about that because I know there are going to be some people who want that. Cool. Everything else seemed like it's just a cash grab. You know what I mean? And
All they did was cut the corners off.
right, that's a fact, though. That's a fact. Said new Xbox, you can't beat your kids in a virtual world and their asses when they act the fool. He said, if you
Get
got a
on Street Fighter
toddler,
right now.
just said if you got a toddler, your controller's gonna die fast with the lift to wake. Imagine that kid pick
Oh
it up, it's
yeah,
on, pick it off, it's off. That'd be crazy.
because they're gonna want to see the light.
Andrew said, don't matter to me. Give me a unique design for 80 or so, just Fortnite skins on same controllers. It's a very good point.
Right.
It does seem a little cash grabby. That's why I think Microsoft might back off. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. Or I wonder if they ended up scrapping it, saying the refresh is not going to happen. Because remember, they did say we're not going to do a mid-series refresh, and then this came out. So I wonder what came first. You know,
It depends on the reviews if they do it. If they get a lot of good news, absolutely dropping it.
right? Have a good one, y'all. Heading to Louder Than Life in Louisville. Much love. Shout out.
Have fun, man.
Definitely safe travels. Be safe on that one. Catch you next week. All right. Wave, it's time to get to the spin wheel. You ready?
Let's get it.
So Zay and everybody else who might be new to spin wheel, some questions that pop up. Feel free to throw your answer in the chat, and definitely we'll discuss it as always. Wave, is you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. First one.
I feel like we never hit a dent. We didn't put a dent on this thing.
You can't hear it?
Nah, I feel like we haven't put a dent on the questions.
Gaming soundtracks can greatly enhance the overall experience. What are some of your favorite video game soundtracks, and why do they resonate with you?
You want me to go first? I got a few off the top of my head.
Yeah.
All right, so the first game track that I could think of has to be 2K13. I could just remember some of it. It ain't the best gaming soundtrack ever, but it's just one that resonates me. It bring me back to the time where, me and all of my friends that I played 2K with, we first got together and we first was running in the parks and we was young, just acting a fool, man. I wish streaming was a thing back then so everybody could understand what I'm talking about, but it was just a good time. And another one that I can think of is MLB 2K5 for Xbox.
That's a good one.
That joint, I still remember. Certain High Five Anxiety is a song that I just, for the first time, heard that on there. and I still listen to that song to this day, and it just remind me of back in the days. I don't want to tell y'all when, because then you're gonna know my age. I don't I don't want to put my age out there, but I was young then. Really, really dope soundtracks, man.
Yo, some of the games that quickly popped in my mind, I could easily say it's well known about now, but the SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 soundtrack was dope. Had
Mhm.
lots of different music on there that I liked. Obviously, I'm excluding games like Rock Band, Guitar Hero. That's not fair.
It's not a
Hell,
soundtrack. They got all the songs.
I could even say, shit, take the music from Sonic 2, put that on us.
Right,
I'd be hyped to that. You know what I mean? That
right.
Green Hill Zone. Can remember was it Chemical Plant Zone? That's the
Yeah, Sonic was
Fight
hard.
Night Round 3. That's a good one.
Yeah,
Fight Night Round 3 is a good one. Madden 04 is, is a good one. That's a joint when they had the remix to Bone Crusher. I ain't
yeah,
never scared. Yeah, I'd probably say
yeah. That's
that's
that.
one. That
Yeah,
Madden 04
that,
soundtrack.
that was fire.
Yeah, outside in the
Streets
club.
Volume 2.
Yeah, yo, that
That
got
was an
one of my favorite songs of all time on there. Yeah,
absolute classic soundtrack right there. Streets Volume 2.
that's a good one. What y'all got, chat? What's some of your favorite game soundtracks? Just said, not a whole soundtrack, but the Mortal Kombat theme could play in the club, and I would embarrass myself with how hype I'd be. Yo, it's just
Mortal
something about that. Yep,
Kombat.
it's that scream. Mortal Kombat.
People probably start kicking each other in the face, punching each
Talking
other
about
all
a mosh
kind of
pit, right?
crazy. Yeah, it
Talking
would
about
be
a mosh
crazy.
pit. That'd be crazy. All right, look, let's get to the next one. Wait. Favorite wrestling game ever? Chat, if you with us, what's your favorite wrestling game ever? You want to take
You
this
might
one away?
you might have to help me with this one because this
Okay.
game is older and I cannot for the life of me remember. And Andrew left, and I know for a fact he would know. And I
Okay.
asked y'all because I think he was able to help me with this last time. This was a wrestling game. I think it was for Sega Genesis back in the days, and they had Ultimate Warrior and all them in there, and you and Bam Bam Bigelow, and you'd be able to fighting each other, right? You could smack each other, and actual food would come out your body.
Yo,
What is the name of this game?
you're
The
talking
wrestling
about
game.
WrestleMania, the arcade game.
If that's the one where you could beat chicken out somebody, literally beat the chicken. Like yo, that
It
game was
sounded a
so
lot like
fire to me.
WrestleMania, the arcade game.
I had so much fun playing that game, man. You was on the clown. Yeah, that game was fire, man.
Yeah.
That was fire.
Yo, that's a
Favorite game.
classic one. I can't front. I actually still got that game in the box for the Genesis. Um, I'll definitely bring that game out last time so I can show y'all on camera. Another one I is that like Mo said, In Your House, the arcade game. That was on the PlayStation. That game was dope. It's also on PlayStation and the Saturn. Um, Zay was right. Yeah, WrestleMania is a classic. What I gotta go with Zay. I gotta go with Mo. No mercy, man. I know it's kind of not fair because it was like the penultimate of the 64 wrestling games. It took what Revenge did in WrestleMania 2000 and just on steroids. But yeah, man, that game was that's the perfect wrestling game right there. Just is the mix of like arcade, but still basically being able to do what you saw on TV with it, the fire extinguisher, the stop sign, the story mode with the branching arches in 2000. You know what I mean? Being able if you
Right.
win, story mode goes that way. If you lose, story mode goes that way.
Sorry.
It's just super dope, super dope. The World Rumbles, the pay-per-view mode, just classic. All right, let's do one more, then we'll get out of here, man.
Yes, sir.
Share a memorable moment you had while playing a video game that left a lasting impression on you. That's a tough one because obviously been playing video games my entire life, as a lot of us. So memorable moment you had while playing a video game or lesson. I got one. It's not even one that's like, oh, it's the best game I ever played or nothing like that. I know I know I know Mo and Zay will remember this, but this is like 99. I went to my aunt's house and she had and my cousin Mitch had the Dreamcast. Had the Dreamcast and like he was so hyped to show everybody the Dreamcast and literally Power Stone, Sonic Adventure, you know what I mean? And just I remember being like, yo, because obviously I've always been a Sega stan. I ain't gonna lie. Like I know Sega consoles ain't the best. The marketing was bad. Some of them died out quick. But I just remember seeing the Dreamcast and Sonic Adventure 1, Ready to Rumble boxing. But Power Stone, the first time I remember seeing Power Stone, I was just like, yo, this game it looks so ill. Like this literally feel like next gen. And Zay was right. You know, basically the way Sega messed up, he used to burn videos onto CD-ROM. Yeah. So being able to bootleg the games at perfect quality, you know what I mean?
That's crazy. I never knew that.
Oh yeah. That's what really did the Dreamcast in. Sega took a shortcut and on the disc, like on how they made the disc. And what they did was they opened it up for piracy. So you was able to literally just burn games. So you could download it, burn games straight to the disc, and now you got your own. You know what I mean? Got the game. You didn't have to buy them. But probably the Dreamcast. Again, I could go through a bunch of them, but that's probably the biggest one, the Sega Dreamcast. What about you?
I don't want to put my boy Zay out there, but I definitely left a lasting impression on him one time. Nah, I ain't even gonna bring that up. All right, so I'll pick a different time. What is it? All right, so the first time I played NFL Blitz was and when I first used to come up to Albany and visit my pops back and forth. You know, one time when I first like hung out with my cousins, that's like I will bring it up.
Said at 2K, he was
yo,
2K battle was always crazy.
Yeah, that was a terrible time in life, man. We was crazy. But yeah, when I really first got to hang out with two of my most closest cousins now, we used to spend so much time on NFL Blitz 2000. It was crazy, man. That's probably one of my favorite football games from back in the days because of that. It kind of brought us closer together, right, and made us the tight group we are right now. So yeah, that is definitely a memorable moment right there.
I definitely feel that. Zay said, I remember going to RITMO. One of his friends had a jailbroken Xbox and literally had every game on Xbox. On an Xbox, like you know what I mean, the emulator with the hard drive, people still got those and they still do that. Like that's why the OG Xbox is still hard to find because of that exact reason. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
That and the Dreamcast, people are still being able to put those on. So that's dope to see that. Mo said first time playing Left 4 Dead co-op game hit too hard. That's a good one. That's a good one. That whole 360 era, playing all these games online and co-op and all that. Those are definitely moments. I could also say first time playing Rock Band as well, like those Guitar Hero games. Those are just fun. You got somebody on drums, somebody on the microphone, and one on lead and one on bass. Those are definitely moments as well.
Oh yeah, we used to do that at Mo House before we went to the parties. We'd be on Rock Band.
Rock Band, right? Twisted.
Absolutely. Out our mind over there. I would be singing on the mic, not hitting no notes.
Right.
Always singing.
They said, nah, remember when Halo first came out and we was all in Tony's house with 2 Xboxes playing? That's a good one. The System Link. Remember that before online, the System Link, you had to connect the Xboxes with the TVs, 2 Xboxes. That's how you had to play.
Showing our age reminiscing.
Yeah, but one of the cool things about Pastor 6 is there is an age range. I was talking to somebody the other day on the page who was like 70. So he always, you know what I mean, been an adult for the gaming, which was kind of cool to see from his eyes. But and then there's some who's like 18, all they know is PS4, you know what I mean? PS3, Xbox 360. So
some younger ones like, what is a System Link?
Right, system
They
link.
didn't have online back
That's
then.
how you played expansive co-op. That's how you played expensive co-op. But yeah, man, these are definitely so many memories of playing video games. Definitely hell, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Mario Kart, GoldenEye. Like that's part of the reason why we did the show in the first place. You know what I mean?
Right.
But as we wrap this up, yo, appreciate y'all checking out the show. Zay, Mo, Andrew, Tavian, Jess, John, all y'all, man. Definitely we'll be back next week as always. Talk gaming, Tsunami Wave, take it away. Catch y'all every Tuesday at 9:05. Take it away, bro.
Hey, we appreciate everybody coming through, the lurkers, the likers, the sharers, the supporters, any way you can. We do appreciate that. Enjoy your week, your weekend. Have a drink if you drink. Anything else you do, be safe. See you on Tuesday. Peace.
No doubt. We out. Peace.